Very excited for what's to come in that department because there's going to be a lot of expansion there. It's a lot of getting a lot of new cases, helping a lot of people on the pre-suit side, which is unusual for us. We do a lot of litigation, and so now the pre-suit department, it's looking like it's going to overtake the litigation department in the amount of cases and people that we're helping. So very exciting.
Are you allowed to talk?
Sometimes. A word of note on the pre-suit, I guess promotion we'll call it. I'm pretty excited about it because I think it's going to be a significant uptick, a significant progression from where we're currently at in pre-suit.
It's always great when you have somebody that's a part of your operation, a fellow owner that knows how to promote the business properly by talking up his fellow law partners. You can always rely on John Sullivan to make sure that he's sending out the right fucking message. Just saying.
So,
good job, John.
John doesn't know the clients watch this.
So, anywho, when you're not a thinker at a high level like this side of the table, those are the types of jokes you make. But anyway, that's what I've been up to for the past week. For all our viewers out there, unless you got about another 25 minutes on your docket, now would be a good time to hit the end button. Dylan Gonzalez, what have you been up to?
We're gonna bring him to the marketing. This guy, he's like,
But he's great. He's great. I mean, if you want to promote your law business, just make sure you bring John Sullivan III, along with you to all the parties because he knows how to talk you up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to yet another CHE Weekly Recap. Thank you for joining in. We're very happy to have you. So, if you don't know, this is where CHE recaps our week, and you get a glimpse into what it's like to live in a week of a law firm owner. And
just not any law firm.
Not any law firm owner. That's correct, Dylan. What kind of law firm owner?
A Florida personal injury law firm owner.
That's right.
Also known as CHE Injury Lawyers.
Just saying. You're fucking getting this shit, bro. I'm proud of this guy.
Only took 365 episodes.
So, we're going to get into what we did this week. We're going to start with me. I am very tired. Had a attorney fee hearing today that unfortunately we didn't get to finish, and so it was reset for another time. It's from one of those bygone eras where we used to do different types of law aside from personal injury, but now we're dedicated to helping the hurt. And so this is one of the last types of these cases that we have. And I spent my entire week on this particular hearing, and it went well so far. The insurance companies, whether it's in personal injury or other things, continue not to want to do the right thing and pay what they're supposed to. So there's that. Anyway, I guess that's all I got. Igor Hernandez, what you gonna do, man?
All right. So today's been one of those weeks where, sometimes you do a lot of stuff, but you're not really sure what you did. And that basically means you weren't all that productive. But this week, I did, a whole bunch of stuff. But particularly, there was this one thing that I did that felt very productive. And that is...
family friendly?
Yes, always. And that is that I put together the onboarding for this new role that we have, which is going to be the pre-suit department manager, not to be confused with a pre-suit department case manager, which is a person that runs the cases. This is going to be the person that makes sure that the whole pre-suit department is running appropriately because Dylan is moving out to do bigger and better things. And so I put together a whole onboarding, even though we have the person that we need and they're getting promoted from in-house, we're not recruiting them. I put together the whole system as if next time, let's say we got to recruit a department manager off the streets because the current one's going somewhere else or whatever, it's already built. So that's a big deal. Typically that takes me days, and I was able to do that in maybe 8-9 hours of just sitting down and getting it all hashed out. So that's pretty great. And so I've also been having conversations with the person who's going to take over the department, make sure that they know everything that's going on, the expectations, this and that. And next week, we do proper onboarding where we sit down for maybe a week, maybe 10 days of just everyday meetings to make sure she's up to speed and all that kind of stuff. But very productive, very excited for what's to come in that department because there's going to be a lot of expansion there. It's a lot of getting a lot of new cases, helping a lot of people on the pre-suit side, which is unusual for us. We do a lot of litigation. And so now the pre-suit department, it's looking like it's going to overtake the litigation department in the amount of cases and people that we're helping. So very exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, getting that system in place, that onboarding system put together is fantastic. I feel like I accomplished a lot in a short period of time. So yeah. What about you, John? What did you do?
Are you allowed to talk?
Sometimes. A word of note on the pre-suit, I guess promotion we'll call it. I'm pretty excited about it because I think it's going to be a significant uptick, a significant progression from where we're currently at in pre-suit.
It's always great when you have somebody that's a part of your operation, a fellow owner that knows how to promote the business properly by talking up his fellow law partners. You can always rely on John Sullivan to make sure that he's sending out the right fucking message. Just saying. Good job, John.
John doesn't know the clients watch this.
So, Anywho, this past week for me, mainly it's a lot of just building little odds and ends and systems within the litigation department. We have some sprints that we've rolled out. We have, some systems that we're lacking that, our associates who have been doing great as far as bringing things to my attention. One little small thing was, compulsory medical examinations. We didn't have a system in place as far as, filing a motion to limit the examination or a workflow or a template or really anything like that. That was something small that I was able to bang out. But probably the most significant thing that I've done over the past week, I've been reading a book, very impactful. It definitely resonates with me. You guys, what was the name of it? It's inappropriate, bro. But yeah, I forgot the name of it. No, it's actually, it's a book called Running with the Bulls. And I'm only,
Did you go back to Dallas?
I did. I flew back to Dallas to get it, which it's a story for another day. But
go back in our episodes and you'll find it.
So I'm not very deep into it, but it definitely makes you look at being proactive as far as trying to resolve cases that should be resolved that really aren't trial cases versus identifying cases that are trial cases.
Did you read the introduction?
Yeah, I read the foreword.
Okay.
But it's been pretty interesting, and it actually triggered me this past week. I implemented probably will be the first iteration of an updated demand policy that our associates are going to be doing monthly, meaning that all of us, and I don't know about them because they weren't trial lawyers, but certainly Igor and I came from the school of thought of, the best negotiation is no negotiation. And, whether you went to trial or whether you got a plea offer on the criminal side when we were PDs, that always came at the precipice of trial. And, you got to approach that differently now because the costs that went into the case as a PD are different. These are the client's costs now. And so, we need to be mindful about, especially cases that don't necessarily, aren't queued up to be proper trial cases or have weaknesses or whatever the case might be. We're going to be more proactive in those types of cases and just trying to open a dialogue with adjusters or with opposing counsel. And so implementing that policy and getting with the associates and getting them up to speed on it, probably the most significant thing. So I'm excited to see, what that turns out. We've implemented about almost a month ago now, the PFS sprint. That's triggered some conversations. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
So are you saying that now you think you've changed your mind and that it's actually, if you want to negotiate, you negotiate?
Well, we came from the school of thought that no negotiation.
That's like car accidents. You got to find them in cars. You guys, you know what? I agree. You two trial attorneys on this side, you got the good stuff.
I don't know.
It's the simple facts, it seems so simple, but it requires a
The-
level of insight.
When you're not a thinker at a high level like this side of the table, those are the types of jokes you make. But anyway, that's what I've been up to for the past week. For all our viewers out there, unless you got about another 25 minutes on your docket, now would be a good time to hit the end button. Dylan Gonzalez, what have you been up to?
We're gonna bring him to the market. This guy, he's like hitting
No, he's great. He's great. I mean, if you want to promote your law business, just make sure you bring John Sullivan III, along with you to all the parties because he knows how to talk you up. So I guess the one thing I'm excited for, to kind of talk a little bit about what Igor was mentioning, is that he's in the process of creating this whole new pre-suit division, essentially,
Told us about that, Dylan.
and making sure that it's going to be equipped to kind of handle like a couple more new case managers, make sure that the manager that's going to be there is going to be able to kind of manage that the department a little bit more efficiently, that I can really kind of come in and out very sparingly just to make sure that everything's operating as it should. And it's been nice because, frankly, for far too long now, I've had my hand in way too many, hats, whether it's been, making sure that making sure that mediators aren't stealing John's lunch money by accompanying him to these things to make sure that we're actually settling in these cases for
That's
the
a
fair
full-time
value.
job.
Or helping John.
You get your hand in a lot of hats.
Yeah, listen. It happens. So I'm looking forward to it, because outside of managing the pre-suit stuff or even prepping for trials that do actually come up across Cam and our desk, from time to time, or helping these guys, staff up other cases that are actually getting ready to go to trial, then I'm out on the street just dealing with our business partners a lot of the time, whether it's meeting clients organically, that just kind of come across our desk or really helping out a lot of our, partners that we work with, that do a lot of pre-suit heavy and litigation light type work, where they're really looking to maximize the value in their cases, So I'm really looking forward to this move, just because really generating the business and dealing with our partners a lot of the time is a full-time job in and of itself, to make sure that they're getting treated and getting the right attention that they need, and just kind of keep the ball rolling. Because one of the things I found is that with a lot of the partners that we work with, they're running their own independent law firms, And lawyers generally, just by trade, are good lawyers, sometimes, but they're not really the best business people, so they don't have all the operations and systems and stuff like that set up in place. And so, one of the things that I like to do is make sure that with our partners, that we're working with them to make it as easy as possible for them to transition and transfer cases to our firm, to kind of keep that steady flow of business, not just for us, but also for them in their cases, for them in their cash flow, and also for their clients, purposes as well. Because if we're trying to maximize the value of their client's case, it's only going to work if they actually get us the cases, and then we can close them and then get their clients paid, So yeah, it's been good. Really looking forward to the move. And this past week, just been trying to kind of get all those ducks in a row, because I have my hand in so many hats as we try to operate on all cylinders, So it's just been one of those weeks. So that's pretty much it.
I don't know if you noticed in there, but Dylan's burning the boat.
Just a little bit.
Only a little.
But not all the way.
Just a little bit.
But I'm excited for that move too. I think you're going to do some good work over there, man.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Anybody got anything that they want to say? What do you want to talk about? Your hat hands?
My hat is.
No.
You should look at John's pants today, because he's wearing fucking capris. But I guess we'll
Capris? What are you from? Italy?
Yeah. No, don't worry. Today he stole them from our friend Stan Maslona. Anybody that knows Stan knows that he likes to wear those and one shorts that go down to your shins. So yeah, Stan, I love you, bro. Can't wait to see you, man.
What a bum.
All right. Well, we got no beers to raise this time because we're in the office and we don't drink on the office all of the time.
Oh, John, what do you got there, bro? LaCroix?
This is devolving. Thank you for sticking with us to the end. You are our true hardcore fans. We love you. I hope you had a good week. I hope you have a good week coming up. Sayonara.